Dan, 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 Dan. Good morning, everyone. Hello, and welcome to the next episode, the latest episode, the newest episode of the Run Around podcast. I'm Dan, Run Dan Run, and today we are joined by a longtime friend of the stream, and my camera's crooked, so I'm going to fix that because I'm at a weird angle. We're hanging out with Mimi is a Nerd, so without further ado, I'm going to unmute Mimi and flip on over here. I hope that's the right button. There we go. Hey, Mimi. Hi.
Hi.
How's it
How's it
going?
going?
It's
It's
going
going
all right.
good.
Yeah, that's good. Welcome aboard. I think
Yes.
I know we hung out in 2020, and I think that was we met in real life at that PAX then. I think we were at the
I think it
Mixer.
was before that.
Okay,
We met actually before that.
okay.
Um,
Was it?
so it was when Kelly first got sick.
Yes.
So I had bought glasses and things like
Yeah.
that. And then I was trying to figure out this date myself. It was either, when did you go to PAX South, in 2018 or 19?
We went in 18, so we were down there. We did we drove down with all the beer. That was the first year.
That's
Okay.
the first time that I actually ever saw you in person at that house party.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
And I mean, I never really got a chance to say hi to you because you were busy with B and some of those other guys, and I think Pirate too. You guys were all
Yes.
yapping
Oh my
together.
gosh. Yeah, we were. Oh my gosh.
And so I was like, I don't know these people really well, so I was just sort of like this deer in a headlights look. And then I found my people with Scarberry and Decayed Dodo,
Yes.
uh, and I hung out with them for a while.
Okay.
And so that's how that all worked out. But that
Okay.
barbecue was really good.
It was. It was a lot of fun. That year of PAX going to PAX South and PAX East, like Kelly, we put a lot of miles in our car, and apparently we learned while on the way to Texas that year that we were technically bootlegging because anything more than a case of beer was. I'm like, oh, go the speed limit. I remember looking at Kelly because we were live streaming in the car, and I'm like,
Mhm.
honey, slow down, go do the speed limit, please. She's like, why? I'm like, just I'll tell you later.
So you were doing the old Smokey and Bandit thing.
Basically, which then I again did in 2020 when I got on the train with the
Uh-huh.
duffel bag with 120 pounds of beer in the duffel bag and the not FDA, DEA. I think I can't remember who it was now. Was it DEA? They were like the TSA for trains. They're like, hey, we want to do
Okay.
a search of you. I'm like, huh? As I had just lugged on the 120 pounds of beer onto the train. It's like, what's in the bag? I'm like, it's beer for a wedding. I'm going to Texas. My friends are getting married and they asked me to come down because I thought that was easier to explain than say I was going to a video game convention
Yeah,
with a bunch of
exactly.
nerds and they want to get drunk.
Uh-huh.
But he's like, oh, it's fine. He's like, did you make it? I'm like, I did. And the guy's like, I have a friend that distills. I'm like, isn't that illegal? He's like, eh. Like, I'm like, well, if a 6-pack or 12-pack of the beer falls off the train, oops. And he's like, we can't do that. But then it did. It fell off the train. So,
Oh, yeah. That's sad when that
yeah,
happens.
the Amtrak
I
trains
hope it
leave.
found a nice home.
I think it did. I'm hoping. But yeah, that was sheer terror because I don't know if you've ever been in Union Station here in Chicago. Like, it's a long walk from where you line up
Uh-huh.
to the train platform. So I was really huffing and puffing.
Yeah. I'm sure, especially with that much.
It was
So,
a lot. And the duffel, it actually ripped as we were getting it into the Airbnb that night or the following night when I got there. And I'm like, well, duffel, you did your job. So
yeah,
good times.
I miss PAX South so much.
Me too. That
Um,
was
because that 2020 obviously was the last year,
mhm.
and that was, I think, the funnest time I had was that year down there. And
Yeah.
then I came home and I got basically double pneumonia. Back with So from what my doctors were saying, it was most likely COVID.
Yeah.
Before COVID was a thing, and but yeah, but yeah, that was the funnest time. I got to hang out with Hass and Uni
Yes.
and that was the first time I'd really hung out with those two, and oh God, I love them dearly.
They're
Uni probably has no still has probably no idea who I am, but that's
oh,
okay.
he does because we were at Jared's wedding in May and we were talking. It was him and I because we were kind
Uh-huh.
of the outsiders. Like we knew each other and we knew Jared, but the rest of the
Uh-huh.
groomsmen, the bridal party knew each other. So there were times that he and I were just like heckling, talking smack about the rest of them, and just it was
Yeah.
so. But he's like, I remember Mimi. Like we talked some about like the PAXs and stuff, and
Yeah.
the 2018 one I think was the one PAX East. That was the one where Dodo had given Haas something, and Haas was a little high and was scared that she was going to get in trouble because she didn't know what he gave her. But
Uh-huh.
that's the one we were brewing at their Airbnb, and
Uh-huh.
that's one where Tink had the paddle and was trying to whack Yorick and I, and she actually whacked Yorick in the rear end, and it was hilarious because it wasn't me.
It's always hilarious when it's not you.
Yeah. What I was bent over, like Kelly came back with the dry ice, and I was bent over, and Tink had the paddle, and Kelly's like, "What's going on?" We're just like, "You don't want to know."
Tink should have just said, "Here, you want to do
Yeah.
it?"
But that was, I think, that PAX was the one where we sent Kelly to get dry ice to a little shed in the back of a building, and the guy's like, "You're not going to use this to try to carbonate anything, are you?" And she's like, "Actually, yes." He's like, "No, you're about to sign something that says you're not going to do that because some kids on campus tried it."
Oh.
Oops.
Nope, I'm using it to send stuff
Yeah.
across the
Yeah. Across to
sending
California.
I'm sending some, lobster back to Chicago.
Yes. That was and then Haas and Tink wrestled in the inflatable T-Rex costumes that we had.
Oh,
That's what
that I would have loved to see that.
that was what the day like. Uni missed all that because he had a panel, so he was there for the start of the brew day,
Mhm.
and then he left, and we are filling him in, and he's like, "What? What?" I'm like, it just there's pictures. Don't worry,
You're gonna have to show me. I see.
I will share them. I'll send you. I have the album, and like Rooster was there. This is when Rooster was. This is before he met BB. So like he was there. I've danced with Decay Dodo. He and I danced a little bit. Then he went to a panel, hung out with Haas. Hardcore Sandals was there.
Okay, I like her.
Yeah, I haven't heard from her in a while.
Yeah.
But that the 2021, I remember being at the mixer with you, Rainbow, Scarberry, B, Rooster, Jared. There was a bunch of us there. We
That
hung
was
out.
2020,
Yeah, that
not
was the mix.
2020.
Yeah, that was 2020. That was fun.
Yeah, I was there because I was actually because as Pirate was off doing his thing,
Mhm.
I was hanging out with Rainbow Light Bright.
Yes, yes.
So, um, and yeah. Oh, I've got another PAX South story to tell too.
Okay.
The first one I went to in
Mhm.
2018. I went to so I was a mod for Insert Coin Theater.
Okay.
I was
Okay.
like his head mod for quite a while.
Hmm.
And I went to a demo. The gaming companies had all would have like demos for people. So he sent me to this because he was doing something. He was getting ready for the mixer party and it was just the
Okay.
partners. They
Hmm.
didn't have the plus ones.
Right.
And so the mixer people were just like a couple doors down from where this was.
Hmm.
And I was sitting there and watching, and I was just kind of, having a drink, listening, and I don't even remember what game it is. I've got it somewhere. And so then some guy sits next to me and he's like, bored, huh? And I'm like, well, no, it's kind of interesting, and I'm just like, great, how am I going to get rid of this guy? Well, I didn't know who it was, and everybody's like kind of eyeballing me like I should know who this is.
Hmm.
And he's like, "You want to go to the mixer party?" And I'm like thinking, "Sure," because it's like, okay, I can get in, right?
Yeah.
Hang out with my friends.
Yeah.
So he literally takes me by the hand and drags me into the mixer party, and he knows everybody. Come to find out, it's the guy that was with I think it was with Gearbox because it was the guy that voiced Claptrap.
Oh
David,
my
what's
gosh.
his name?
That's awesome.
The worst. So I'm being dragged around by this guy, and everybody's
Uh-huh.
like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And I'm like, just, and I'm waving him off because it's like, and so I'm just like freaking out because he's just like going nuts,
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want what you're on. He's got a big personality,
Right.
and I'm just like, kind of like, okay, this is interesting. So I finally was able to excuse myself to the bathroom and then sneak away from him. But everybody's like, don't you know who that is? And I'm like, no. No, I don't. Who? So, that's my impressive story from
That's
that.
awesome. That's awesome.
So I'm literally being dragged by the hand throughout this whole thing. They're talking to Matt and what's his name from Mixer, and
Mm.
um, he's talking to them, and he's talking to all these bigwig peoples as he's dragging me through everything. It's like, okay, okay, hi, nice to meet you. So I got all these business cards of these people, and it's like, okay, I'll just
Nice.
here we go.
I remember one of the first Bicycle Walrus. He's big on Mixer. He was shoutcasting. I can't remember the game. I want to say this was. I think it was PAX East because we ended up at his house party that night in 2018. And he was like, "Hey, do you have beer?" I'm like, "We literally just rolled in. It's in the car." Yeah, like we came straight here. He's like, let's go get one. I'm like, "You're about to go shoutcast." Like, "I'll be fine." I'm like, "I don't think that's a good idea, sir." Like, he's like, "Oh, I'll be fine." And Kelly's like, the lawyer was like, "No." I'm like, "I can't." She said no. Kelly's like, "I'll be the bad guy." I'm like, "Okay." It's like, she said no, so we can't do that. But that was the one because we were. I remember that house party because we had gone back to our hotel, went to the house party. Hardcore Sandals had been overserved and was sharing with Kelly her plans to go hang out with Ahmad and meet for kind of like a hookup. And Kelly was like, so she walked by at one point. I was talking to Quanticus and Ice Rocker, and they were trying the beer. And Kelly's like, "Oh my god, oh my god." I'm like, "What?" She's like, "I'll tell you later, but oh my god." She went back, and Sandals had wandered off, and Kelly had sat there then with Yorick as the two older people, like, "Why are we here?" And he's like, "I don't know." He's like, "I have to sleep here, and I don't want to sleep here." It was a lot. It was a lot. But
Yeah.
that was the one where I saw J. It was the last time I saw JJ. JJ the Machine was there, but he was making sandwiches, like grilled cheeses with donuts, and he was just in the kitchen cooking up like sandwiches for everybody. Is he going to sandwich? Sandwich? I'm like, no, thanks. Like it's 1 a.m. I want to go. I want to go to bed. But that
That's
was
it.
the one where who's the one drummer? I can't remember his name now. There was like
Oh, Arconaut?
no, not
Arco?
Arconaut, not Arco.
You know who I'm talking about, that. Uh,
Yeah,
oh, Just Right?
not just right. It was buffoons. Brilliant buffoons.
Okay.
That one. He was there, and I think he and Haley DeBear
Mhm.
had a drunken breakup. And then Haley was
Oh,
underage and was drinking my beer, and we were like,
oh,
"Oh no! All right, we're gonna start carding people because." So
yeah.
that was that we're like, "All right, we gotta start watching people."
Yeah. Fortunately, I think most of the people, I think with the exception of few, everybody should have been of age,
Yeah, yeah.
which is good. But
We learned at the 2018 San Antonio because we did the tasting at the trailer park, which was the craziest thing we did. We were at old Jen Nugent's RV in the RV park, and we almost got kicked out because of Sorry About Your Cats, because he wouldn't shut up. Like
Oh God.
he was drunk and loud.
Yeah.
But the
Another
third
big
time,
personality that's awesome.
yes,
But
I
yeah.
he's actually the one that spoiled that I was getting partner on Mixer. He came into a brew day. He's like, "So, did they tell you about your button yet?" I'm like, "What?" He's like, I gotta go."
Oh.
He's like, "I gotta go." I'm like, "Wait, no." I was like, "Oh, okay, well, cool." But oh, the pack stories we could tell.
Oh, I know. There's so many of them.
They're so fun.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
remember you mentioned 2020, and I remember getting sick coming back, and at the time thought it was flu, but looking back, it was probably COVID because I was wrecked.
Yeah. I had double pneumonia and was on um antibiotics for about 2 months.
Oh,
And then I was like, I had to be well by the beginning of March
hmm,
because I was going to Germany. And I was
okay.
not, and so, at the time, and this had been pre-planned,
Hmm.
excuse me, way before. And and at the time, I was watching CDC stuff and WHO and all that,
Hmm.
travel advisories. And by the time we were ready to go,
Yeah.
um, nothing had been shut down or the only travel restrictions. Hang on one second here.
Hmm? Drink break. Drink break for everybody. All right. Good morning, PTM. Morning, DVM. Hey, Perry. Hi, Michael. Hi, guys.
Okay, sorry about that.
All good.
So, I was well by then. So,
Hmm.
but then I wasn't sure how I was going to get home. So,
Right. Oh my gosh.
while I was over there.
I remember because we've been like sheltering in place basically for 2 years with Kelly being sick. And I remember my boss asking when we started working from home, she's like, "How you doing?" I'm like, "I've been doing this for a while. How are you?" Like, it, we've been training for this our whole lives. I feel like,
Oh, right. Yeah. Although, for the most part, I'm pretty much an introvert. So I was like,
mhm.
oh, yay, I don't
Yeah,
have to go anywhere.
yeah. I'm like, wait, we don't have to go. Okay, yeah. I was like, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. As long as I'm in my surroundings, I'm happy.
Yeah. We
So,
had discovered grocery delivery a little before the pandemic
uh-huh.
when with Kelly being sick. We're like, wait, they'll just bring it. And back then it wasn't like DoorDash or Grubhub drivers. It was actual like it was a dude from Jewel in a truck, the grocery chain here, in a truck from the store. And like I'm like, this is the greatest thing ever. And then during the pandemic, I tried to go a few times, and I was like, I went one time, and people were trying to take things onto my cart. I'm like, I remember coming home. I'm like, no, no, mm-mm. That was the one where Greg was just my brother-in-law was just standing there with a loaf of bread in the middle, like panicking and just lost and just like, why are we here? And
Right.
it was horrible. The introvert in me hated it.
Right.
All right, so we just jumped in, and I'm sorry, but I wanted to kind
No,
of
that's okay.
um I wanted to ask, like, so you've been watching streams for a while because we met like back on Mixer.
Yep.
When did you first start watching streams? Was it on Mixer or was it on Twitch?
Um, it was, okay, so I probably spent like a week on Twitch before the
Okay.
people that I knew that were streaming went to Mixer.
Okay.
And that would be uh Ben. I don't know if you know Ben. Um, let me see. I'm he goes by he has Tallbeard Productions, and he also is under the name um uh let's see, what is it? I mean, I'm sorry, I'm just like blanking like crazy here, so I'm like
All good.
looking it up real quick. Um, let's see here. Abstraction. Ben Burns.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, So I met, so his wife and I are best friends. Um, and that's another story I'll have to tell you about. And
Okay.
uh he he was the one that introduced me to Tim in Insert Coin Theater.
Hmm.
And so then we all went kind of over to Mixer, and then
Okay.
that's how I got involved in all that.
Okay. Wh- So, and you streamed at from time to time as well. Like you
Yep,
mentioned
Mixer
you.
and Twitch.
Okay.
Yeah, and I want to get back into it again, but my computer, I have to um uh I need a computer upgrade badly. Just don't have the funds for it. Because when I was streaming, it was people loved it because I always died in the most hilarious ways.
Okay.
So it's
Okay.
like, okay, that's all right. Like I would be riding my Minecraft horse and all of a sudden my mind I would drop into a canyon.
I just, yep.
Yeah,
That's
you know, just, stuff like that.
nice.
Um,
Hey, Paul.
yeah.
Hi, Raiders. Welcome in. We're recording podcast this morning. How was stream? How you doing? Thank you. Um. Okay. Yeah, I came over. I had found Human Echoes and Infunctable PT Barpun Hannah. Way before they're doing a YouTube series at the time. The Dirt Block, and then they came over. I remember PT or Infunctable Funky and Tony were like, "You should stream this." I'm like, well, "What do you mean stream?" They're like, come on to Beam." I'm like, "What is?" And then I found Yorick and Old Gen New Gen and Lena Axios. Those are the first three streamers I think I followed, and I was hooked. I'm like, "This streaming thing's kind of nice. It's people my age playing games. I like this. This is
Mhm.
neat." So,
Yes, because you're a Gen Xer, right?
oh yeah, yep,
Okay, yeah, same here.
okay,
I'm
yeah.
definitely a Gen Xer.
I'm one of the bicentennial babies. So yeah, yeah.
I'm just gonna say I'm actually a little older than you are. So, but we'll just leave it at that.
All right, we're Gen Xers. Gen Xers. We're the
Gen
same.
Xers, yeah.
Yes, we're Gen X. I like it.
Go
Uh,
80s.
yes, woo. That the quick story. Old Gen, New Gen, and I were before the beer tasting in 2018. It was him and I in the RV. Kelly and wifey had gone to the store, and we were watching the Toys That Made Us on Netflix.
Oh, I
And
love that show.
we were just kicked back in recliners, having a couple of beers, watching. I'm like, this is the coolest thing ever.
Yes, yes. That's a great show. Love that
It was
show.
so good. That and like the movie, like yeah, that was yeah. We got through like half the season, and the Kelly's like, well, I want to watch it. I'm like, I'll start again. It's that good. I'll rewatch it. Like
Yeah,
it's really good. So
yeah, yeah. So then my kind of streaming stuff evolved
mhm.
more into D&D.
Okay,
I love D&D and D and the
okay,
storytelling. So I've done a lot of stuff with Night Tide because
yeah,
he's a great storyteller. Um,
okay,
he's a wonderful storyteller in that regard. And so I've done a lot of D&D stuff with him.
okay.
And in fact, he killed one of my first characters, and I'm still
No,
really sad about
oh,
that to this day. I actually cried on stream, the whole
oh,
9 yards. Yeah, it was because it was so unexpected.
okay,
So, but it fit the story.
okay,
So, you know. And then uh I've done a lot of stuff with him, different storytelling things like that. And then
okay,
there was another streamer that is no longer streaming that, and this is just a recent thing,
hmm,
um, that I was doing a lot of D&D stuff with, and we also did the Alien campaign, which was so much fun.
cool.
Oh God, that was amazing. And and unfortunate, well, actually, it's probably good that he's not streaming anymore. But we'll just that's
Okay,
that's a story I will not tell publicly. So
fair, fair.
yeah. So if Dan, if you want to know, I'll tell you later. But
Okay,
yeah.
we'll chat
So
offline.
yes, yes, definitely.
Yeah,
So yeah.
you were one of the few that I actually have my cell phone number, and we talk. We
Mm.
talk there and on TikTok and in Discord DMs. And I, I have to say, the video things that we do, like I already kind of knew like the video because we've been sharing stuff offline. I'm like, this is amazing. So like when I see, I'll pop in the Discord channel and there's like 5 more by Mimi. I'm like, oh, these are gonna be good. I can't wait. So
Yeah,
slight segue.
like the one with the banana.
I had found it wasn't the one where he's licking the banana, but it was one where it was one of those I'd seen, and I'm like, I know what this is. Like, why is this a thing though? But the kiwi
Yeah.
one, I had to go back and find the kiwi one to send to
Uh-huh.
Penny and Kelly, and Penny's like, and Penny likes weird, creepy things, and she's like, why? I'm like, I don't know, but I followed the account,
If
so
I had to see it, everybody else did.
that is the rule of the internet. Yes.
Yes. Well, and the other thing too is a lot of the stuff that I also post, my
Hmm.
sister sends me.
Okay.
So my sister and I, first of all, either our conversations are gifts back and forth,
Okay. Yeah.
or we call each other like these horrible names. So, and whoever grosses the one out before. So my favorite one that always seems to get her is, I'm laughing about this already, is green elephant vaginal slime.
That's
Um,
amazing.
yeah, or it's like TikToks, like
Hmm.
calling each other cunt. Sorry if that offends anybody. It did, but I took back that word a long time ago. It's like,
I like it. I mean, I
yeah.
made more because Terra Stormer that has that. It's this kind of hat. It says cunt on it for Terra Stormer. I'm like, I had to make it, and he's like, I feel honored. I'm like, thanks for using the word. Like,
Oh, you know what? Here, I gotta send you my favorite picture in the world.
okay,
I'll actually send it in Discord, so if you want to share it, you can.
okay.
But I
I
gotta
think
find it, so
I actually have Discord up on both computers. I'm like, why am I getting alert? Oh, because it's there too.
it's
Because
my
I'm that.
favorite picture, and uh, I'll send it to my sister every once in a while, just to remind her it's my favorite picture in the world. How cute it is. See, I can't search my picture library in my phone because it won't come up
oh, okay.
otherwise. But
Yeah.
I know where it is because it's like one of the very first pictures on this phone. So you can still ask me stuff while I'm looking.
Um.
I'm good at double
Okay.
tasking here.
So where did the username come from? And
You
was it
know,
has it been like a long time one? Like Elsock, we know had his something he had for forever. Like, is it a
w-
newer one?
where did it come from? Um, so I honestly I don't know where me came from. It
Okay,
just came about.
okay,
But the nerd, it was it was like I've always been a nerd of some sort or another.
okay.
Whether it be theater, music, that type, more the
Hmm.
arts type of thing.
Yeah.
And um, so I remember my niece.
Hmm.
Good. Is it not coming? Gosh darn it. Okay, I gotta do this all over again.
All good.
Anyway, you'll have to forgive me. Find it again.
All good.
Um, oh, there it is. Go. I just sent it to you in Discord. Um, but but my niece, isn't that the most beautiful picture in the world?
I love this, and I'm going to put it up on the screen here
You
because
got to put it up so you can see the whole thing
yeah,
because it's just so cute.
yeah. This is glorious. I have it on. It's okay. Can, is it downloaded? It's
It's so
downloading.
cute.
There we go. Okay.
It's adorable. It's
All
adorable.
right. Hold on. Hold on. Oh wait, nope. That's scenes. Don't add a scene, Dan. Oh my gosh. I can computer. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Right, DVM? Isn't that amazing?
All right. All right. Hold on. Hold on. Where is he? Where is he? Why? Come on. Where did I save it?
Oh, they've
What did I do? Hold on here. Yeah, he's in that. Yeah, it's a. Okay, why am I not seeing it in my download folder? Now we all have to wait for me to find it.
Okay, well, I'll finish the story, but the nerd part came when my niece was in grade, well, she was probably sixth grade, seventh grade. And my mom was talking to her
Hmm.
because my niece, very smart, very, I mean, very smart. And I don't remember what precipitated it, but my niece said, "That's okay. I know I'm a nerd, and I'm okay with that." And I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna own it too.
I like that.
Gonna own it too." So, so I did. So that's how me came.
I like that. All right, so I can do this here. Here we go. Now we guys can see the picture. That is the cutest dog. I will put it in the. You know what? I might work this picture into the thumbnail for the episode.
Okay.
I think that I think that would be amazing.
So appropriate. It's so appropriate. I love it.
I'll have to find the one. I don't know where it is, but I have one where there's a girl in a field and she's kicking flowers. Like, do you fucking like that, flowers? Have a kick to the. It's the goofiest thing. I'll have to find it and
Oh,
send
that's
it.
glorious.
I
That's
think Bethy
glorious.
had sent it to me, and I'm like, this is an amazing meme. Like
Yeah. Yeah. But the puppy, yeah.
that puppy's adorable. I think I've told the story about my sister and I back in like 2010, I think 2009, 2010. I was trying to find a picture to like a thumbs up, and what came up was two old Asian ladies. And I don't know why, but I made that her contact photo, and it has been her
Uh-huh.
contact photo since like for 14, 15 years. And
Oh,
she's like,
amazing.
change that. And I'm like, no, that will never, ever, ever not be your contact photo. She's like,
Uh-huh.
why? I'm like, I don't know. Because it's funny. I cackle every time I see it.
Well, that, and if you change it now, it's like you won't
Yeah.
know who it is.
Yeah. I'll never know. So,
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
yeah. All right. So I have to ask, are you the older sibling or younger sibling?
Um, okay, of my sister and I'm the
Mhm.
older,
Okay.
but
Okay.
I do have two older half brothers. So
Okay.
then I'm in the middle
Okay.
in that regard.
Okay.
So, but my two older half brothers, they didn't live with us. We didn't really grow up with them.
Okay.
Um, I do know them, but yeah.
Okay. Um, so I know you like D&D and you've done D&D streaming. What kind of games, um, like what kind of games do you like in general?
Um, okay, so I love Nintendo. Okay,
Okay.
I
Yeah.
mean, who doesn't?
Right.
Um, well, I shouldn't say who doesn't, because yes, there are people that don't. But I like Mario. I like Zelda. I like, oh, Pokemon. Oh, Pokemon. I love Pokemon. And, you know, uh, I love all that type of stuff. I would love to learn how to play like Fortnite
Okay.
because there's no friendly fire.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Okay.
okay. I mean, I would love to learn how to play COD and all those other things, but there's friendly fire,
Yeah.
and I would probably most likely kill my teammates. Glorious fashion, glorious fashion.
Yes.
Um, but I would love to learn how to play Fortnite, but most people are pretty serious about this,
Hmm.
and it's like, I would die a lot and whatever. So it's like, but I don't want to jump into a lobby by myself with a
Right.
bunch of randos yelling at me.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'd rather just be with like, a couple people and we have fun with it, that
Yeah.
type of thing. So I would love to learn how to play something like that. Guild Wars, what else? Yeah, Guild Wars is another big one that I
Hmm.
love. Minecraft.
Yeah.
And I've got to talk to you about joining the realm because I can't figure out how to get in there.
Okay.
Um, let's see, Minecraft. What else have I been playing lately? Uh, look at my Steam. I like Disney Dreamlight Valley, Stardew,
Okay.
Stardew. I don't do
Stardew.
modded Stardew, but I do like Stardew quite a bit. Palia has been I do like Palia. I've
Okay.
kind of played with that a little bit. Let's see what else
Hey,
I got. Oh,
pie.
Diablo. The Diablo
Diablo.
series.
Okay.
Oh my God, I love Diablo. So, yes, yes, he yells at me all the time because I like to play Smite.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not I'm not great at it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a great Nuwa, and I'm comfortable with it, but he plays all these other weird things in Smite besides a more he plays other things besides Arena, and
Okay.
I like Arena because I'm not as yeah, yes, he makes me cry.
Aw. Pie. No. Also, hi, Pie. How are you doing, buddy? It's good to see you. Okay. What? I'm not trying to date or anything like that. But first, because I think we're similar. We're in that age. We're Gen Xers. First video game that you remember playing, or first video game you fell in love with.
I'm gonna show this off now.
Okay. Yay.
You ready?
Yeah. I love
In
it.
the box. I still
Oh my
have the
gosh.
box.
That's awesome.
I still have the box.
Oh.
It still works.
Yes.
It's even got fresh batteries in it right now. Yeah, it does.
Yes. That's
And right now
awesome.
I have Tetris in.
Okay. Yep.
I remember when I bought this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I saved my money for it. I
Mm-hmm.
really, really wanted it. And my mom's like, "Why are you wasting your money on that?" So, as you know, girls didn't do this when we were young.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a girl thing. Shut the fuck up, Pie. Jeez.
Dang.
He'll pay for it later.
Get
He'll
him.
pay for it later.
Get him.
Um, and so yeah,
Okay.
I've still got the box,
I
and
love
oh,
it.
even better yet, let's see,
Oh my
the
gosh. Okay.
oh,
The book. Oh my gosh. Awesome.
proof of customer, yeah, all that. Still
That's
got all
awesome.
that
I love it.
in there.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah, there's more in here too.
Okay.
But yeah, I still have all that. So,
Nice.
so yeah, if I ever get really poor and whatever, I'm sure this will go for a pretty penny because it's
Yes.
actually in pretty good. It's really actually in good condition
It
for
looks
what
like it.
it
Yeah.
is.
That's awesome. I
Yeah.
remember Tetris and the Mario game on that. And then
Mhm.
there was an NBA game I had where you could play one-on-one. That's
Uh-huh.
all. It was big because Michael Jordan was in it. And it was, I got my Game Boy during one of the three peats, one of the basketball things. And it was when I had knee surgery. So like junior year of high school. So 93. Yeah. So 1993.
Yeah. And even before this, I had the Mattel football thing. If you
Okay. Yeah.
remember that,
Yeah.
I had that too.
Nice.
Um,
Nice.
and stuff. So
I love it.
it's so then why are you shooting a shot here, Pie?
Yeah,
Why?
Pie.
Why? God. Gee.
DVM, don't make me feel old. I already, because Jared makes me feel old every day. Because Jared was born the year I graduated. I could be his dad. Like, literally, I can't believe I'm going to share this, but we were at the house getting ready for the wedding, and the photographer shows up, walks up to me. Are you dad? I looked at Uni, and Uni is like, starts cackling and walking away. I'm like, no, friend, that's
Yeah.
dad.
Yeah, that's funny.
I was like, no. Kelly's like, how's it going? I'm like, I don't want to say.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Oh, um, okay. Favorite game playing as a kid. or not. Favorite game as a kid, and then favorite game now. I think we've kind of talked about now, but favorite game
Now,
as a kid.
yeah. Um, gosh, I really didn't have one.
Okay.
Yes, I do have Tetris. I have a Zelda game
Mm-hmm.
that I was able to find. I mean, this is after how many years? Um, but again, when we were younger,
Mm-hmm.
girls, it wasn't a girls' thing.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to really dive into my loving all this until later.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. So we talked about arts. Or what did he say?
right, right, pie. You
It's
think
fair.
you're laughing? You think he's kidding?
No, I don't. I'm like, yeah, okay, I could, yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah,
I gotta get pie on this. We gotta get pie on the runaround. That would
yeah,
be fun
you
too.
do.
It'd be a
Yeah.
fun time. This is the beer that I made that. Oh, this makes me sad. This is the beer that I spilled all over the floor after it aged, and I got 2 growlers of it, and that was it. We
Oh,
made a triple, and yeah, I remember just being in the kitchen crying. Kelly's like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "Nothing. Just stay in there." So yeah, yeah, yeah. I messed it up. We, I think, yeah, Pi would have some fun stories. I
he
think the last
does.
time I saw him was at PAX South 2020. We had a meal.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we were at the like a barbecue place. I can't remember. I don't remember where we went. I remember it was dark and it was good mood lighting.
Yeah. I think that was probably towards the end of PAX when I was starting to not feel
Okay.
100%. Um, Otherwise I probably would have been,
Yeah.
yeah. Because I
Um.
remember the last day, um, we had kind of um, breakfast, lunch, more lunch,
Mhm.
with Hass and Uni. And at that point, when I look at the pictures now of that day, I can see I was getting sick.
When you were, yeah.
Um, yeah, and I knew I wasn't feeling good, but I just thought it was, all the being out and about and it being late
Right.
and, that type of stuff. So,
Yeah.
but
That
yeah,
rundown feeling you get from,
yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
from being at a convention. Yeah,
I remember
exactly.
being on the plane and I had, what is it, the front row where there's no seat, not first class, but like in business, whatever. I remember leaning forward against the wall and just feeling so horrible. I'm like, Kelly's gonna be mad that I'm sick. And like she was like, you can go, but don't get sick because
No,
immunocompromised.
pirate.
Wow.
That was like 2018. That was 2018.
Oh my. Yeah, Devium's right. We have pie. We have, and I'm wearing a hat that says "fucker" for God's sake. So fine.
Yeah.
I actually got in trouble last weekend. We went to family dinner, and not thinking, I grabbed this one in Graylee, the 8-year-old. It's like, "What's your hat say?" And I'm like, "Oh no!" So I put it in Kelly's bag. I'm like, "Nothing. No, don't worry about it. It says Bears. It's a Bears hat."
Yeah, Bears colors.
Yeah, because I'm still in trouble for teaching him ball bag. So it was 4 years ago. He got marbles. He's like, "Look, I got marbles. They're in a bag." I'm like, "It's a ball bag." And he's like, "Uncle Dan, it's a ball bag." And he says it. I'm like, "It's the greatest thing an uncle can ever do." But then I get the look from Susie and Susie's mom, like, "Oops."
Yeah, I did something like that with I was over at my sister's, uh, ooh, pie. Yeah. I was over at my sister's and my niece was starting to learn how to talk, and so my sister would say a word, my niece would say a word. They were going
Mhm.
back and forth. And I looked at my niece and I'm like, Laura. And she wasn't looking at me because she was watching my sister waiting for the next word. And I'm like,
Mhm.
Laura. She turns and looks at me and I go, fart. My sister is like, oh no, and starts laughing. And I start laughing. My niece starts laughing. And we thought that was kind of the end of it. About 20 minutes later, but we knew what she was saying. So the next day, my sister's in Walmart with my niece yelling fart at the top of her lungs.
That's
And of course,
perfect.
my sister hurries up and gets out of there, goes to see my mom at her office. And one of the ladies that worked with my mom at the time,
Mm.
oh, what's your name? Fart.
That's amazing.
Uh-huh.
Oh my
Yep.
God.
Yeah.
We
So she wouldn't let me help teach her colors or anything.
oh, see, that's no fun.
Yeah, or what the utensils were and
Yeah.
different things. Because she knew that I would teach her, like a fork is actually a knife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got in trouble with Graylee. We've had him over a couple times, and they finally let him play Minecraft. So he would just get in a world and just spawn like a bajillion chickens. I don't know where he got that from. But then I was like, here, we can do more. So I introduced him to TNT and blowing up worlds.
Oh, wow.
It's like the meme of the girl in front of the house that's on fire. She's just smiling, or like Louise from Bob's Burgers, just cackling in fire. Like that's
Uh-huh.
Grilly's. He'll spawn animals and just like TNT all around everything, and then like villagers, and he's like, yeah, seeing how big till they can like lag out servers. I'm like, this sounds like something we used to do on Mixer on Wednesdays, and I can relate. So I've
We're
had
watching some of
Yeah.
those.
Greg's like, could you not tell him how to destroy everything? I'm like, but it's part of the fun of the game. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. See, Devium, exactly. That's, yeah, that emote right there. Yeah.
Oh, Maltor, that's perfect.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. I apparently said fruck as a kid, but sometimes I would drop the R. So apparently in church, as like a 3-year-old, Mom, I dropped my fuck. Like back row at church because I dropped my fire truck. So, oops.
Oh, God.
I still love the story. I'm sure you've heard it. I'll share, but taking Penny to see and Kay to see Spider-Man: Homecoming, and when Ned gets in trouble, and the principal's like, "What were you doing?" He's like, "Porn." Not even a second pause. Penny's like, "Dad, what's porn?" The dad behind me starts cackling. I'm like, "Not now, not now." So she leans over Kay to Kelly. Kelly, what's porn? Kelly's hand goes up on her mouth.
Oh,
So
my
I'd like
God.
the next day I had to drop the kids off at their moms. I'm like, so we went to see Spider-Man, and you see there's a scene, and the kid shouts that he was in trouble because he was looking at porn. So if Penny asks, it's because of Spider-Man. Yay!
It wasn't because of me.
Yeah, I didn't do it.
That's funny.
Potted toast, man. What starts with F and ends with CK. Fried mozzarella stick. That's true. Oh my gosh. All right. Are you a big reader?
Um, so growing up, yes.
Okay.
Um, and God damn it, pie.
Wow.
Um, see what I have to put up with.
Yeah.
People feel sorry for me.
This just
Anyway,
confirms I just need to send to you to send to Pi just the memes, some of the unhinged things that I send to PTM and Nicole. I feel like
yeah,
I gotta let
yeah,
you into the circle now. You're in.
yeah,
Yeah. The
yeah.
5-way I have with Bethy, her husband, PTM, and Nicole is going to be a 6-way now. So just Just
There you
buckle
go.
up.
Um, so yes, I've always been a big reader growing
Okay.
up. I even at um when I even sitting at the breakfast table as a kid, I would read the cereal box just to
Okay.
have something to read.
Yeah.
And growing up, I would get so involved in my books, I'd be reading. My mom would call me for half an hour and I would not hear her.
Yeah.
Um, when I read quite a bit up until I had a job where I was out on the road a lot, and then I switched to audiobooks.
Okay.
So that's how I do my reading now.
Nice. Okay.
Um, and so that's how I read. And I read all sorts of genres. So to try and
Nice.
pick out something favorite, like I see there,
It's fair.
I couldn't. I
Okay.
really couldn't because a lot of it'll depend on my mood and how I'm feeling,
Yeah.
what's going on. So,
People keep telling me you should run with audiobooks. I'm like, I don't think you understand how I run. Like, I don't
yeah, I
know.
can't
Like,
audio.
no, I couldn't. And like with streaming too, like I would be,
That'd
it'd
be
be
too much.
too many voices in the head, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
like, and then like people making me shout things. Like, there's a whole like Kellyanne. She's like, what if it was like like smut? Like you're reading like naughty like romance novels. I'm like, now that could be fun because then if I had to shout random things like that I'm listening to, like, no, I don't want to get arrested. So we agreed maybe that's probably not
Yeah.
the best idea. So
Yeah. I can do music. Um, I can do music okay,
yeah,
but just because the music kind of keeps you going,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know, with the beats per minute and all that. But
yeah.
yeah, no, I couldn't do audiobooks. There's no way.
I'm s-
I wouldn't be able to pay attention to my surroundings as
Oh
well
no,
either.
I would get lost in the book, and then yeah, you're right. I'd be like, "Where am I?" Like it'd be way off course or whatever. Yeah,
Or I'd get hit by a car.
that
All there is
that's
to it.
my biggest challenge now because I'm trying. I need to just wear my Garmin on my left wrist because I've always worn my right earbud so I can hear other people passing me because I try to stay to the right. But I switched to the left earbud with like the pass through audio, but it's still like I don't hear cars as well in the neighborhoods, and I'm like I need to just get back to the trail because I'm gonna get run over at some point. It's not gonna be good. Like I fall enough
Yeah.
as it is. Bye. Yes. Oh my.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. That I his throbbing
Yeah.
member. Phil. Oh God. See now it's gonna. Oh my God, DPO. Dan's feeling verklempt. He's gonna take a break for a couple minutes here, guys. Just
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh. All right. I, I'm gonna ask you the question. This is actually the one you put
Yeah.
in here, and you put it in for Kat. But what's something that you want to share about yourself that may surprise us?
I perform wedding ceremonies.
No way.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So you're online ordained. Okay.
Yes,
Great.
I am. I
Okay.
am. In fact, I'm doing Decade Dodo's wedding next year.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I do a couple every year. So I come with
Okay.
references, everybody. I,
I love it.
um, and I've done uh people that have already been married, they want to renew their vows.
I was just gonna ask because we've talked about doing that at some point. So I will.
Yep.
I'll have to holler. I'll holler.
Yep. I always tell people, they'll ask what I charge, and I'm like, I don't charge anything. Just feed me, you know,
Hmm.
that type of thing.
Okay.
Because I enjoy doing it for people. Um, and I take the time and get to um, really know the people
Hmm.
that I've done. Um, so, I mean, obviously, I've done a lot of friends,
Hmm.
um, but I really take that time with both parties, uh,
That's awesome.
separately, together, that type of thing. So,
That's awesome. I love it.
I am not pirate.
Love,
Jesus.
true love is what brings us together today.
Yeah,
If
no. No, 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 no.
pie, no.
Oh my God.
Magnus, you're ordained too. Nice, dude. Nice. My run friend, my mentor, the guy that ran my first marathon with me, and that I blame for this whole all the all this crap, all of this. It's it's Dave's fault. He actually, instead of using a Bible, used a Marvel encyclopedia. So
A what encyclopedia?
a Marvel encyclopedia.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was the holy
Nice.
book he used. And then my niece, we take pride in this. My niece has it. We had two of those, the cheap lightsabers that you flick and the blade comes
Uh-huh.
out. He had one tucked in his like his ass crack basically for the whole ceremony. And then at the Benedict, the blessing at the end, it was like whoosh, pulled it out. And Penny was like,
Oh no.
so we knew. So one of the people in the wedding gave Penny hers, and then my niece got the one that was in the butt. So she has the butt saber.
Oh. So one of the weddings that I did, the bride, uh, um, Joanne, she walked down the aisle
Mm-hmm.
to Darth Vader's thing.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a fun wedding. That was
We
a fun wedding. Yeah, her mom got really mad at me during rehearsal
That's
because
amazing.
I was using basically, common terminology on some things because I didn't want to give away the wedding ceremony.
Yeah.
And her mom got mad at me because I was saying, and who's going to give away the bride, who's going to give away the, groom. And
Mm-hmm.
her mom got mad at me like, I'm not giving my daughter away. That's not how this works. And I'm like, and her mom wouldn't take the time
Mm.
to talk to me.
Yeah.
And so then, and again, I already had the ceremony and everything all written out, and that was never in the ceremony to begin with. I was just trying to be basic, simple,
Yeah.
that type of thing. And uh, so, the next, and this is what I had gotten from the bride and the groom is, that they're both very close to their families, and it was a uniting of families. And
Yeah.
I spoke to how, supportive they are and how families supported whatever. And so the next day, then of course her mom is like, "Oh, that ceremony was so perfect." And of course, no apology about how she
Right.
almost cussed me
Aw.
out. It's like, see, I told you it was going to be fine. So
Hey
anyway.
D. Well, Kelly walked down to a string quartet version of Single Ladies.
Oh, nice.
Because so like we on our anniversary is July 3rd, and that whole day, the day, she knew I was proposing but didn't know when. So the whole day of our anniversary I kept psyching her out. Like we're on a walk, I bent down to tie my shoe, she sat down, I got on a knee, and like a lady was like, "Wait, are you proposing?" And Kelly's like, "No, he's just being an asshole." And so that night we're in
Oh my
bed,
God, that's amazing.
and she puts on Single Ladies, and she starts singing the song because I didn't propose. So she walked down the aisle with her dad, and like people, like everybody in the crowd was like, "Is that's Single Ladies? Oh my gosh!" And like we're all of us dumbasses in the wedding party. We're all like, like dancing. The kids were mortified because
Yeah.
they missed the rehearsal, and we told them behave, and they're like, "Dad, stop dancing." I'm like, "No, it's fine. Come on." And like
That's
everybody was
amazing.
like Kelly's dad had no idea. So they're like, "Do you? How are you okay that you walked down?" He's like, "What do you mean?"
That's amazing. I love it. I
It's
love
great.
it. Yeah.
It was so. D, how you doing, sir? Thank you for the resub, and guys, follow D as well. One of our newer friends we found here on Twitch. We found him through our friend Cool Runnings and stuff. I did not know. That's awesome. Well, we're going to renew our vows at some point here, so for sure, if you want and are willing.
Just down the road.
Cool. Yeah, it'll be in the Midwest. I'm guessing Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Actually, we know where. Kelly and I know it's going to be Cave Point Park at like sunrise because
Oh,
it's
nice.
yeah, it's
Oh,
a
damn,
gorgeous
I'm not a
park.
morning person. No,
Well, okay,
just
well
kidding.
we'll do the other side and sun.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Nice, well played, well played. um, so morning person or evening person? Are you more like running? We talk about running a little bit, kind of you and I on and off. Are you?
Uh-huh.
Do you rather run in the morning or are you like
No,
after work? Okay,
no.
okay.
Definitely after work. Most people are like, "How do you do that?" I wouldn't be able to go to bed, and it's like, no, that's the most relaxing thing for me.
And yeah, I would.
Get that energy out from the day for
Yeah,
me.
kind of run that stress out. I do like sometimes like midday or like after work runs. Like sometimes here and there, Keith and I meet, and it's like after work, and it's cathartic. Yeah, like we used to do speed work at nights, like which sucks in the Midwest in the summer because it's usually 90 degrees and humid. But
Oh, see, I love running in that.
see,
That
I
that that's how I learned how to run, is
nice.
in hot and humid weather.
Yeah.
And in fact, my most favorite run
Mm-hmm.
was when I went down to Houston to
Oh,
see Pi.
okay.
Um, we went to Galveston for the weekend
Okay.
and basically got off the plane. We drove to Galveston. I put my running clothes on and the
That's awesome.
the ran along there. And it was so hot and humid that day.
Yeah.
Of course, he's like, "I'm taking a nap," and I'm like, "That's fine." And
Yeah.
I running along the water, well, the sidewalk, but
Yeah.
running along that in that hot and humid weather, it just felt so good.
That's
I
awesome.
love that was my favorite, I think.
I I struggle in heat because I'm like a summer. I struggle with my asthma in the humidity and the
Okay.
heat. But a lot of the races we do, like Chicago, I think the first 2 years it was like in the 90s and horrible. Like I kind of the first one, the scene, it was described to me because I like blacked out. The scene in Overboard where Goldie Hawn's just sitting there like bah, 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 and he
Yeah.
dumps her in the water. I came to, and Dave, the guy that I was running with, had me like around his hand, like in my armpit, holding me up. I'm like, why are you holding me? He's like, you kind of went away. I'm like, can we be done? This sucks. He's like, we got 6 more miles. I'm like, oh, great.
No, Pi, that was not that weekend.
Driving on a head. Oh,
That was, well, it was really foggy. It
yeah.
was because that would have been in March. And what the one I was talking about was like in
Uh,
July or
okay.
September or something like that. But oh yeah, that was really interesting. It was really foggy.
Yeah.
So the street with the street lights along there, it looked like daylight.
Oh, wow.
It was really light, and he forgot to put his headlights on, and I remember that because that was after Philandro Castillo up here in cities, and he put his stuff on the dash, and he went like this,
Oh,
and I'm like, do I need to start recording this? Do I what? And I was like freaking out. I'm like, what are you doing? And
yeah.
he explained to me what he was doing and why and everything.
Mm.
And I mean, I was like freaking out.
Oh,
He
man.
started doing that, wondering, you know,
Yeah.
because just that whole heightened sensitivity thing. But
Yeah.
yeah, so
I uh, I freaked out. Yeah, or I freaked out a friend, my friend Julie, who I've talked about sometimes running. She's running alone yesterday, and Penny and I were in the Forest Reserve, and I was distracted. I apologized like in a message, and she like 2 minutes later saw us, and I shouted from a distance. But like we're rolling like in. It's when I want to run with the run group. They're like right there by the parking lot, and I look over and I see her, and I'm like, "What's that?" So I like this face just like creepy wave like hanging out of a car, and I didn't say anything because Penny's driving, and I'm like, I
uh-huh.
just freaked her out. I'm like, she's a woman runner, creepy dude. I'm like waving. I'm like, oh no. I was mortified. It's like I was gonna run up to her. I'm like, that's just gonna make it worse. So we parked. I got out, and she's like, I'm like, Julie! And she's like, Dan? I'm like, hi, this is me. I'm sorry. And she just thought it was Kelly and I. And she's like, so she kind of put two and two together. So I messaged her. I'm like, I am so sorry. I feel like an idiot. If I made you uncomfortable, like
Like that TikTok I sent
uh-huh.
that you
Yeah.
showed.
Yeah.
You need to start doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. Like we
Hey
like,
girl, hey.
like we try to look out for her because it's been a few instances on that
Yeah.
trail in different areas where like I'm like, oh, I'm an idiot. Like it was one of those. I'm like, if I could take back a moment, that's yeah.
And yes, Pi, you were right. They were really great. They were really
That's
nice.
Good.
Well, and so, but now I tell Pi that, if he's ever pulled over again, I'm going to blink really fast. For reasons, and I think you know why, Dan.
Yeah.
I'm going to blink really fast when they ask if everything's okay. Yeah.
That reminds me of I think it was a German car commercial where there's a girl that stopped the woman, and the cop's talking to her, and he looks back, and they switch to the girl, and like, that's not my mom. To mess with her mom. I'm like, kids, no, no. Because Penny's done that at the zoo with mom and stepdad. Like, she was 4. It's like, you're not my dad. I'm like, I was like, oh, Penny, we don't do that. We no.
Not in public anyway.
Yeah, no. Right. Like now we're like, even in public, it's fine now because but all right, that's a tangent for another time offline.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Oh. I have the agenda and chat right next to, so I'm like, what? I'm like, oh, wait. Hey, Pi, you got to come on the podcast, sir. I got to get you on. I'll message you.
That way I can harass him.
Yeah, get him back. Maybe able to get him back. So, folks, we kind of talked about it a little bit. We let the cat out of the bag. I wish I had prepared because I have a run box. We were going to run a 5K together, but I broke my foot. You got sick. So I have our race shirts and pom-poms and tutu because at some point we're going to run again. Like, yeah, it's just it's going to be quite the outfit because I'll wear my beer tutu and I'll have the red and black pom-poms.
Yeah, I've got my tutu. Let's see if I can open this real quick.
Yes.
It's not like a tutu, but it's a tutu.
Okay. Yeah.
Like a dance thing that the kids would wear.
Yeah.
So it's all sparkly.
That's awesome. Yep.
It's all sparkly. I don't think this is gonna fit me. I think this is actually a kid's size.
Ah, okay. Oh no.
I'll have to get a bigger size, but yeah.
I have a friend. She's another runner. She's a great ally and does a lot with the Free Mom Hugs group. The first time I ran into tutu, I made a bet with her. I ran my mouth off about, I think it was something sports related, but I don't remember what. She handmade my first tutu.
Oh,
it's like,
nice.
I don't have a tutu, and I'm, she's like, no, don't worry, you'll have it in 2 weeks. So I had to do a 10-mile run in my tutu. And I remember doing it because I had my bright, it was the Live Strong back before he was Lance Armstrong was a douche canoe that we all knew. He was a douche canoe before it was out in the public. He sponsored the Austin Marathon, and I was wearing my Live Strong yellow shirt with a red, black, and gray tutu in July, and it was a legit, like, she had like the tool and like individual piece. It was quite the tutu. I wish I still had it.
It sounds awesome.
It was great. It was great. So lip matches, man, you're gonna burn the city again, Pi. Why would you do that? Why?
In the river, but in the river. That's different.
Yeah.
It's not like the cow kicking the thing.
True. But the river flows backwards. Those that don't know, it does flow backwards here because engineering, and we're difficult. True. We're Midwesterners. We're kind of stubborn, I guess.
It's Chicago.
Yeah. Fun fact. Here we go. I'll ask you. Do you know why Chicago is called the Windy City?
Because it blows.
Ha! It was the windbag politicians. Not the wind, but because people said that Chicago politicians were just windbags. And we do blow.
I amuse myself. I think I'm
I
fucking
like it.
hilarious.
I look, the filter kicked in for a second there, you know, because I was gonna say sometimes you don't even have to buy his dinner, but
Yeah.
Potted toast, man, that's part of it. That makes it stinky, and that's where Grot just thinks it stinks because he's a Michigan kid. So yeah, pie. It has. We don't like to talk about it though. Okay, oh. One time.
Yeah, that one time. Can never forget it.
Yeah. It's not like it's on the flag or anything. Like, no. Anyway. Speaking of history, as a segue, if you could have a deep conversation with any historical figure or a fictional character, who would it be and why?
Oh. Since I just got the agenda yesterday,
Yeah.
I really haven't had a chance to think about this, but off the top of my head, because depending on your views, I would say Jesus.
Okay. That would be a fun conversation, I think. Like deep, fun,
Yeah.
like deep, meaningful, like.
Well, not necessarily in that regard. You know, I would just really be interested to have his opinion on what's going on with everything right now.
Yes, that's what I meant by fun. Just to kind of see, like, so what do you think, buddy?
Is this what you thought it was going to be like?
Yeah, is this what you meant? Like,
yeah.
Like, yeah. I can respect that. Yeah.
I guess that would probably, like I said, off the top of my head.
Okay.
Yeah, that would probably be it. God, pie.
It's a cake. It's a casserole pie. Go with it's a Midwestern. It's a casserole.
Pretty much.
And honestly, he's talking about deep dish pizza. Chicagoans, we don't normally like deep dish pizza. It's the thing that we have when our friends come in from out of town. Like, I like tavern style.
But otherwise, as far as others, I would really have to think about that. Excuse me. I'd really have to think about that one.
That Grot actually put that one in. That was actually a Grot question, and I was like, that's really deep. Like, because he's always the one like, what's Goonies or what's this? Like, I'm like, that's a really good question. I think, like, you brought up, you're talking to Jesus. That would be a good one. Yeah, I would, for the same reason. Like, just to kind of like pick his brain and be like, so, is this the plan? Was this the plan? Like, what? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I could really go into, so like my minor from my degree is religion.
Okay.
And so I could really go into a lot of other things with this, but it would piss people off. So I'm not gonna go that far today.
I mean, I was this close from going to seminary for grad school. Like, I was gonna go.
Same.
And like,
same.
I don't know. That road I never traveled, but like, I remember, the reason I remember it so vividly, the day my dad had a heart attack was 2001, and it was Black Friday, and I had just gotten back down to Champaign, like 2 hours away is where college was, I'd come up to the Field Museum because they had the Dead Sea Scrolls on exhibit, and I was like, so like that was pretty moving. Like I was starting to kind of like I just kind of decided not to go and kind of fell away, but like this like that was just I want to say heavy, but I don't I guess heavy works, but it was pretty heavy and pretty like awe inspiring, I guess, to kind of see it in person. And like they had people like part of the like exhibit were like people like in trying to piece things together and like working on the scroll. Like that was like I was like this is like wow. Like and then, you know, like it was pretty like intense. So like I tie like those two events together. Like I think it makes sense, but like I that was I remember liking to study in like the historical part, and I could have gone for like a religion, like a minor, like in religion, had I decided to change majors instead of just pushing through with architecture. That
Yeah.
probably would have been something I could have seen myself doing.
Yeah, my focus was more Jewish studies.
Hmm.
So um uh, more so in, probably early early to mid 1900s.
Hmm.
I studied a lot with, World War II, all that other stuff. So
Yeah.
um uh one of my favorite places that I would totally recommend anybody go is the museum in the Holocaust Museum in Washington, D.C.
Okay.
Um, I mean, I cry through the whole thing
Yeah.
because just some of the way the exhibits are set up. Um,
Yeah.
my favorite exhibit, not to get too serious, is you can smell it, you know, as even before you get there and you walk in. You walk in and it's shoes, all the shoes that they had dug up,
Mm.
and um, it's that's that was like most one of the most moving parts because it was a tangible
Wow.
thing. So we went to Dachau, Germany, uh,
Mm.
and the you think that these are places like out in the middle of nowhere,
Yeah.
and granted, cities have been built up and everything since then. Um, but Dachau wasn't. It was in the middle of the city,
Yeah.
and it was small, a lot smaller than
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be.
Mm.
So yeah, it was very, yeah, it was. In fact, he asked me part of the way through if I was okay,
Yeah.
you know, because it was a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. So yeah, but that's so again, Jesus, you know, is this what you expected?
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, guy. Yeah. Like I I've kind of on my own read about World War II. Like my dad is kind of a buff because a lot of our family, like my grandfather and his brothers and my grandmother's brothers fought and served. And my grandfather, he would never talk about it. And I've shared this before. Like he was supposed to be at Pearl Harbor, wasn't there when it was attacked. He was in the Pacific and he had like a picture. It wasn't at Iwo Jima, but one of the islands where he had a picture of MacArthur. Like it was like where my face is on the screen right now, just
Mhm.
MacArthur kind of walking through the frame, and he grabbed a picture. And I remember my dad and I were up helping kind of clean their attic, and he found letters and the picture, and he's like, and he just took off like downstairs. I'm like, what happened? And like I was like, what did you? And it's like we went down and he asked my grandfather, and then we read the letter. He still wouldn't talk about it, and we read the letters, and like it was a letter where he proposed to my grandmother, and like he would have been, had they not dropped the atomic bombs, would have been part of forces that went and attacked, made landfall in Japan, and just it's just like the family history alone. Like it's just I remember going to Pearl Harbor then in 2001, and just the heaviness of that moment, and just kind of like yeah, like hey Jesus. Mm-hmm. And it's a different. It doesn't like
Yeah.
I think you get where I'm coming from. I think. Pie. So your great grandfather used to tell stories from World War II, but you refused to come to Germany when you were born there. Okay.
Fair.
Yeah. I remember my
Yeah.
great grandfather, my grandma's father, who he came from Germany, and then my grandfather was Polish, and even after the war, he would rip into my grandfather, who was caring for him. It's like senior care. They're living with him, taking care of him, and my great grandfather would say things, and my grandfather usually held his tongue, but he kind of my dad tells a story about him kind of laying into my great grandfather, like, look, you're living in my house. I'm taking care of you. Like, the war is over. Like, stop. Like, there's no need for the hate. Like, I love your daughter. We're family. Stop it. And like there were, my grandfather, I can't imagine having, serving and seeing things men and women have seen while serving. Like, my grandfather drank, and that's how he coped with it. And there's like a 3-year span where I think from me being 8 months to like 3.5, we don't have any pictures of me with him because my dad cut him off. And, like, it's horrible that things he had to see. I can't imagine, like people like the Allied troops that went in and found those places in Germany. I can't imagine,
Yeah.
seeing it and discovering it, and then let alone having to have gone through it and survive it. Like, yeah. Also, Devium, I didn't mean to say it. I know I said it. I'm trying to break the heaviness there. Sorry.
Yeah.
I think that's the deepest conversation I have ever had on stream. This question, talking about this. Wow. This is my reminder too. There's present things happening. Everyone watching, listening, please go vote. We're 9 days away. Please go vote.
Something like that. Yeah.
Do your part and stuff. Yeah. Okay. Let's try to lighten the mood maybe a little bit. Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay. This is the one we've asked now. A few folks. I'm going to ask. This is becoming a tradition now. If you could hang out with one Sesame Street character, either on stream
Oscar the
or
Grouch.
Oscar. See, that's okay. Okay.
Oscar.
Oscar would be great.
Totally. Oscar. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's my people.
Yeah. And some people are like, well, I couldn't handle the smell. I'm like, I'd be fine with it. I'd be fine with it.
Who says he smells?
I think people are assuming they're putting that on him.
Yeah. Who says he smells? He's got a 3.5 room garbage can.
He does. That thing's deep.
They people think that he just lives in a trash can. He doesn't.
No.
That he's got a home.
Yeah.
And they set this out. It's canon.
Yeah.
They set this out in the beginning of Sesame Street started. Oh yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Oscar.
Pie? No, stop. Potter Toast, man, my gosh. Did Grat take over PTM's account? I feel like, wow.
I did not snub your butter chicken. Okay, so I have kind of a meat aversion thing,
Okay.
and I did not snub but Pie's butter chicken. First of all, I don't like curry.
Okay.
Just never have.
Mm-hmm.
And second of all, I'm getting better with it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Okay.
But
Pie, be nice.
he is a really good cook, though. He's a very good cook.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, okay.
I did not say that.
Are you stretching the truth, Pie?
Who? He do that? No.
What? No. What? No.
I did not say that. Anyway, um, but yeah, going back to Sesame Street,
Yeah.
yeah, it would be Oscar
Yeah.
because I think he tells it like it is, and
Yeah.
he's not like some of the other weenie Sesame Street characters. So yeah.
I think my second would be Grover, just because he's weird. I would, I'd mess with Grover. I think that didn't come out right. I would hang out with Grover. There, that's better.
Yeah, we are talking about Sesame Street here.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Kermit. I think my second would be Kermit.
Sorry, Kermit is in my head because the other night, trying to cheer Penny up, all of a sudden it turned into Kermit memes, and we have like 50 in our. It literally because Kelly's like, I have 46 messages because she looked at the first few, so we had 50 memes, Kermit memes we were sending back and forth, and some of them. For a dad and a 15-year-old, a few were a little unhinged. I'm like, and they weren't just coming from me. Like Penny, someone, I'm like, oh, we're okay. This
is where we're going.
Yep. like they. Sorry. So Kermit would be fun, but yes, like I can't get the Kermit memes out of my head. So,
yeah.
Not Elmo. Want to know more about Rocco? See, I don't even know Rocco. Rocco is a newer character, right?
Elmo's annoying.
Yeah, although the Elmo on TikTok, the one that swears, that version of Elmo I like.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also, I would lump Muppets and then the Fraggles. I would want to know some of the Fraggles as well, I think. Or just go
I never got into Fraggle. I love the Muppet Show.
Yeah, the Muppet Show was great.
That's gold.
Yeah.
That's gold.
Fraggle Rock I only got into because we went to a museum and they had the exhibit there. And I was like, oh, this is neat. But yeah, sorry, the Muppet Show, go on.
Yeah, the Muppet Show. If we, you specified Sesame Street, but if we went Muppet Show, I'd hang out with the two guys in the balcony.
Waldorf and Statler.
Yep, that would be my two.
Yeah,
totally.
I would say, actually, no, I don't know that I would say. I was going to say Gonzo, but I think I could only handle Gonzo I couldn't do a week. Gonzo would be like an afternoon, I think, and then like, all right, I'd go find a bathroom and hide. Like, I can't with him.
Kind of like what I did with the guy that played Claptrap. Yeah.
So I was going for the callback. See.
Yeah. See, I can't remember his name. What is? I gotta look this up.
Okay.
Who played?
Rolf. Yeah, Rolf was a player.
David Eddings.
David
Eddings.
It was. Okay.
There we go. Yeah. So yeah, but yeah. So those would be my picks.
Okay. Technically, I guess because it's canon, because of the Muppet movies. See, I don't want to say this now because now he disappointed me. But Dave Grohl, because he was in the Muppets in the Muppet movie.
Yeah.
But I'm a little. Actually, no. I'd want to hang out with him. Be like, dude, why? What? Like, what happened?
Because he's a rock star.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah. Yeah. Devium, you have a confession to make. What is it? And she did it in caps, so I'm a little scared now. So you've traveled. Is there a place you haven't been to yet, like a dream vacation spot somewhere you want to go that haven't been able to yet?
My favorite. Okay, so like my favorite place to go is I love England. That's actually can be that's actually part of my heritage too. So
okay,
I could be the Queen of England.
I like it.
Just saying.
Okay.
Just saying.
Okay.
My grandmother on my father's side has us traced back all the way to William the Conqueror.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that far back, and
cool.
and even farther.
Okay.
But a lot of that's just because of history.
Yeah.
Um, and then, but as far as like a dream vacation, I'm a beach ocean person. I
Okay.
love the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I um uh it would have to be something like that. I haven't come across a place that I
Mm-hmm.
really want to go to or I've really fallen in love with yet.
Okay.
Um, but somewhere where it's hot, humid, there's ocean.
I love it. I love it. I miss the beach. I want to go back. Although I like the Northwoods too, so
I am not a Northwoods person. That's my
that's fair.
sister.
Okay.
That, yeah, and where I live, I mean,
Yeah.
they're everywhere.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so yeah, I that's yeah.
Pie, yes, please. I will. I'll holler at you. I'll reach out, or you yell at me. Either way, let's yell at each other, and for sure, it's
Well, at
good to
least
see
you
you.
wouldn't be yelling at me.
There you go. He can yell at me instead. That's fair.
Uh-huh.
That could be the whole episode. He could just yell his answers at me. And just
Don't tempt him. He probably would.
I'll get them all. I'll get them all fired up, and then get them all. I'll wear them out. We'll just get them all tired, and then
Loud noises.
loud noises. Why am I yelling? Good
Because
Anchorman.
I can.
Oh, no. Nice. Oh my gosh. Okay. We kind of touched on food and Pie was trying to shame you for not liking his butter chicken, but is there
Yeah.
a type of food or a cuisine that you really like? Or are you just kind of like,
I love
okay.
true, authentic Mexican food.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
Um, and I that's my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
I tolerate other foods. I guess you could say.
That's
Um,
fair. Okay.
but yeah, no, it's something that ever since I can remember, I've always
Mhm.
loved.
Okay.
And I remember spending time in California when I was younger and eating a lot of good, true Mexican food and just really enjoying it.
Awesome.
So yeah,
Nice.
that would be it.
Okay. The spice or not spice?
Um, Depends.
Okay. That's fair.
I don't mind spice at all.
Okay.
I don't mind it, but it depends on how they use it.
Yeah.
Um, because sometimes you can overdo it too.
Yeah.
And
I
I hate it. I hate when people overdo like with spices because it just sears all your taste buds off and then you can't taste anything.
yeah,
Um,
I'm like that with beer and spicy. Like if you're making it spicy just to make it spicy, just I
it's
want to have I want the flavor.
yeah, exactly.
He who controls the spice controls the Spanish food. I mean, or Indian cuisine, any kind of cuisine. Like I'm
Yeah.
not allowed technically to make chili if I go off script off the recipe we use here in the house because I might have used cayenne pepper instead of just chili powder. And I went with it and leaned in, and it was. I like spicy, but it hurt me. So the two other people here were like, "No."
So
Well,
so I don't know if Pie's still listening or not, but chili with beans or without beans?
see, okay, so we make it with beans. I literally had this
Uh-huh.
conversation with Cool Runnings on his stream. I'm like,
Uh-huh.
technically, chili shouldn't have beans.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like a meat stew, but no beans. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
like I'm one like I make fun of people like pineapple on pizza. I'm like, if you like it, like it. I'm not gonna yuck your yum. But I was like, technically though, if you look into the history of chili, there's no beans.
Yeah.
Beans.
I like no beans if I have a chili dog.
Mm-hmm.
But
Oh,
otherwise, if I'm just gonna eat it, I'm gonna do what PTM does and
yep,
beans with cornbread.
yep. We will
So
make cornbread. We crack pot our chili, and then we'll do cornbread, and yeah, just and then sometimes. Now, are you a pasta person too, or just cornbread and the beans and chili?
I like pasta too.
Okay, we're the
Yeah.
same way. And then sometimes we make it like a chili bar, cheese, sour cream, sometimes guac, and then tortilla chips to kind of crush. Or
Or one of the other things I like to do is a baked potato with chili.
ooh, yeah, yeah, that's
That
also good
that's one
too.
of my other favorite things to do
I think
as
next time we
well.
do chili, I'm gonna have to get a baked potato. Just toss it in the morning on low in the oven, and it'll be done at some point.
Yeah, you
That's
just put chili. Yeah,
yeah,
that's really yummy.
yeah.
It's one of my favorite meats.
No, yeah, we're gonna make chili in 2 weeks.
And then the cornbread, it has to be the Jiffy cornbread muffins,
Exactly. Yep. Hmm.
or you can make it in a 9 by 9 pan.
We make it in
Do
a
that.
nine around, usually in a round or
Yeah.
the square. It depends, like whatever pan we grab. But yeah,
Yeah, but the Jiffy cornbread mix has to
yep,
be Jiffy.
yep. And
So
are you do you like jalapenos sometimes or no in the cornbread?
in my cornbread or
Yeah,
in my chili?
yeah, or both.
Um, Sometimes.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, sometimes. And
We
I
do.
would more, I'd like it better in the cornbread because
Yeah.
depending on what I'm going to do with the chili,
Hmm.
you know, that to me that if it's in the chili, it wouldn't be as good like on a baked potato,
Right. That's
you
true.
know.
That is true.
So, yeah, I'd rather have it in the cornbread versus
Okay.
the actual chili.
I think we use like a serrano pepper in our chili, but like de-seeded and like just for more for the flavor, not for the heat. And then we do like a little chili powder and then a little bit of sriracha, just because we're basic, I guess.
And I love making salsa, chunky salsa.
Ooh, yeah, yeah. We did a dinner with a couple of friends, and she used to be a chef, and she like did went in all in on like did enchiladas and tamales and fresh salsa, pico and guac, and it was like she spent like 8 hours for us to sit there and eat for like an hour. It was so good. It just
That sounds yummy.
it was great. Um, I need to take a quick break if you don't mind. I have
Sure.
to. All right, y'all hang out here with Mimi, ask questions. I'll be back in a minute. I'm gonna hit this fancy on this new mic, the mute button, and I'll be back in like 2 minutes. So be right back.
Yeah, if anybody's got anything they want to ask or say, please do. And you get, oh, here, anybody got big plans for Halloween coming up? I know it's in the middle of the week, so that's, you know, that's kind of makes it rough. Um, I'll dox myself here, but I live in the Halloween capital of the world, which is Anoka, Minnesota. So, oh, that's awesome, PTM. A lot of apartment complexes do that, or that type of thing. Oh, I'm sure he is DVM. Um, uh, there's some apartment complexes that I know that where they um, will do like a community thing in like the foyers too, instead of trunk or treat. And the people will contribute candy or whatever, and they just have to go up to the foyer, get a bunch of candy.
Oh,
We were
nice.
talking about Halloween.
I have my job for today. I don't want to call it a honeydew list, but my task I've been given is to figure out our front light is a motion sensor. I have to find the switch on it to have it turn on and off and stay on, because the universal symbol from when we were kids, if the
Yeah.
porch light's on, you can go up and knock for candy.
Um, Halloween capital. So I was telling him I doxed myself basically. I
Yes.
live in Anoka, Minnesota, and I live in the
Mhm.
Halloween capital of the world.
Okay.
And um, why we're self-proclaimed as that is um, they've been celebrating Halloween
Hmm.
since the early 1900s. So it was like the first place in the United States that really celebrated
Okay.
Halloween and stuff. Um,
Hmm.
so that's sort of the history, definitely the Cliff Notes version. Um,
Okay.
so yeah.
Well, how about you? What kind of plans do you have for Halloween? Anything?
My porch light will most likely be off.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair.
And um, so yeah, I I went to the Halloween parade yesterday.
Fun.
Um, so uh, Anoka, they have a light up the night parade, which was
Okay.
last weekend. And then on Fridays they have the big parade of little people, where
Okay.
the um PTM.
Oh my gosh, BTM.
Yeah. Um, and and that is the kids like in the elementary schools, they have their they wear their costumes and then they block off a couple block area in downtown Minnesota and they have a parade.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's the big parade of little people. Yesterday was the big Grande Parade.
Okay.
Um, and so I went to that last year or this year, and I it's been the first time in quite a while. So here I'm gonna send you this.
Okay. BTM. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to get chat onto. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna work on that
Go.
for
I
looking.
sent you a yeah. That that was my picture from yesterday. You can show that too.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Will it open right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
So so I went to that. That was fun. It was a nice day for it too. So
I love it. we Yeah, I think we might do candy. Penny might have an ally. It's the Alliance Club, like allyship. It's the LGBTQ plus IA plus club at school. She might have something after school and do that. So we might just be kind of hanging out here, and if we get any kids, we'll coming by. We'll give them some candy.
yeah. I may have my neighbors give the heads up when when they have their grandkids, and I'll
Okay.
find something for them.
Yeah.
But otherwise, prior to that, for the last few years, we haven't gotten a lot of kids either.
Yeah. Yeah. Last year we had like 3 kids come. Like we made chili. You're like, we're just gonna hang out, and Penny dressed up, and yeah, like our street kind of is. We didn't know because we're new to the neighborhood. So it was our first Halloween. So we're like, well, we'll have the light on. And if people come by, they'll come by. Like,
Yeah.
and then we'll just kind of hang out. So
Yeah.
we actually, and we're leaving the next day anyway to go down to Carbondale, and that's a 6-hour drive. So we're gonna go down and visit Kay and see how V's doing and look at apartments. That breaks my heart, but I think it's good. Kids spreading their wings, and yeah. So see, Devium, that's not so bad either. Yeah, keep it dark, and then when you guys stop by, that's a way to do it too. But yeah, I know. Yeah, off-campus housing, Devium, and summer housing. So
Oh,
yeah,
she's gonna stay down there in summer.
yeah, I think so. Take a couple classes. V has to make up one class. It's the freshman like University 101, how to be a
Oh,
student. That's pass fail, and well, K failed. So but
how?
didn't turn stuff in, had an
Oh,
argument and was too stubborn and didn't do what the professor said, and I think ended up not turning in something or a few things, and it
one of the things that I learned at a young age is play by the rules.
mm-hmm.
If you play by the rules, pretty soon you can make them, and
Yep.
it can happen a lot quicker than you think.
Yep. I've learned that lesson the hard way, like
Yeah.
as well. So, but yeah, so V has to do that, but V and her sweet mate they are going to look together. There's a couple like apartments, like university sanctioned apartments, where basically you get everything but a meal plan, but it's furnished, so it's kind of like the dorm. It's like dorms light, I guess.
Yeah. They
So
have
we're
that
gonna
up
look at
here
those.
at the U.
Yeah,
And it's like, God, I'm not a student. I wished I could live there.
yeah. I
Make it so much nicer.
yeah. Devium, I know it's a little bass backwards, but you got to play by the rules, right? Like, no, it's a 1 hour class and it's like a requirement for graduation. I'm like, well, what did we learn, kid? Okay, it's like, do the homework. I'm like, yeah, do your assignments.
I mean, that's why, like, the job I'm now, I can go get a haircut in the middle of the day or go get my nails done in the middle of the day or,
Yeah,
leave an
yeah,
hour early because I want to. Because I played by the rules, I can make my rules now.
yeah. I
So,
literally have some work up on 90 degrees, 45 degrees. I'm cleaning out the inbox, and that's because it's the same thing. I can make my own rules now that I'm a manager. Like, yeah, I can go for a run at like noon if I want, or yeah, go get lunch off site.
yeah.
But
Or I can take a 2 hour lunch if I want to.
yeah, sometimes
Go
I'll
run
take
it.
yeah, run errands. I'll take a nap. There are sometimes I'll take a nap. I'm like, I got a meeting in an hour and a half. That's a perfect nap. Let's go. So
Exactly. Yeah,
it's
I work from home. I travel with my job,
yeah.
um, around my state. I should clear about that, around my state.
Hmm.
And uh it's nice. There are days where there's a lot going on and um I'm one of those people, okay, I need a break before I move on to the next thing.
Hmm.
And I'll go lay down for a half an hour.
Yep.
Go watch I always have some sort of stream up or so then I'll pay attention to that. Otherwise, like not not to plug anybody else, but like King Gothalion in the morning,
Yeah.
you know,
Hmm.
um that's usually what's on,
Yeah.
that type of thing.
That's yeah. This monitor is usually something streaming, and then non-work email, and then probably a game, and then this one always is like the stream stuff. But yeah, like it's nice to have that freedom. And like Kay was talking about, V got a job down there. Like, yay! Like, yeah, I get like my schedule on like the Thursday before the next week, and it's kind of nice. I can plan. I'm like, that that
That's awesome.
that's great. That's great, honey. Like, cool. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm like, oh, how novel. She's like, yeah, it's like a calendar. I'm like, oh, no way. Like,
Kay, if you're listening or watching.
we love you, kid.
Yeah.
Have you heard the astrology story?
No.
Last year, like around this time, V went in to register for second semester classes, and
Okay.
I'm like, I got astrology 101. I'm like, do you mean astronomy? No, astrology. I'm like, so I pull up I'm like looking. I'm like, maybe maybe it's a credit thing. And then Kay
Yeah.
starts spelling it. A text S, like a letter at a time.
Uh-huh.
Oh, never mind. It's astronomy. I'm like, cool. Like, cool. That's all right.
It is two different things if people don't know.
Yeah. It's close. Yeah. I'm like,
One's based on the other, but it is really two different things.
yeah. I was like,
Oh,
that's my kid. Basically, it was like, yeah. Kid shot for
God.
the stars. Well, I'm gonna see
Hilarious.
if I'm gonna try to run on campus next Sunday, because it's talking about it during the run yesterday. Like the last time I drank was when we were down in May, picking Kay up, and yeah. So I'm gonna try to run around campus. I'm gonna see if I can talk Kay into going with. I'm like, come on, let's show me around campus, and we'll see if we get any color commentary about campus down there. So
That would be cool. I
yeah,
bet you would.
I'm hoping. Probably stuff I don't want to know, because I don't know if as a dad I'm ready for some of those stories yet. Like,
Uh-huh.
like, that's too much. And Penny walks by holding Sammy. I get a head nod.
Who's Sam?
He's our cat. He's our black and white cat. He looks like a little cow. I got him when I
Oh,
separated
okay.
from the kid's mom, and he was like palm sized. And Penny's known him his whole life, and it's
Yeah.
Penny's cat.
Yeah.
So she's trying to teach him to sit, and he's not doing the word, but like the hand motion, and he's
Uh-huh.
doing it. I'm like, you're training the cat to. That's okay. So he's a big ball of fluff. So yeah. Sorry, that was a weird standing right by the camera.
No,
I was like,
that's fine. That's fine.
it's why she's good at the sneak scares, because I knew she was down here, but I didn't see her right away. So
Oh, like I love the uh, clip that you have where Kelly's banging pans behind her.
yeah.
I just almost pee myself laughing every time I watch that
Or
clip.
like where
I love that.
they're standing behind me for like a minute
Uh-huh.
and
And
just
you don't know they're there. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. The first scare stream, Penny gets really into it. Went up to our room and was under our
Uh-huh.
bed and waited like 20 minutes to just grab
Oh,
my leg.
yes.
I was like,
That's
that's
amazing.
it's dedication. She has it set now, like, as I'll put in my Google earbuds so I can't hear her, but like she's got like she unlocks the back door in the laundry room so she can come from either way. I'm like, I don't like this. I don't like this anymore.
That's amazing. I love it.
Yeah, same PTM. I so that's I'll have to do this. I owe a scary stream, so I'll have to do that this week. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Oh man, I gotta check and see what Penny's got school wise this week. So it's got to be this week. It's maybe maybe on Halloween. Dang it.
There you go.
It's fine. It's fine. It'll be fine. Um, one of the things I like to do, kind of like I kind of model after like Hot Ones. We talked about Spice a little bit, so a little callback. But I want to kind of give you a couple minutes here as we're starting to kind of slow a little bit. But I want to give you a few minutes to kind of talk about anything you want to talk about. Anything like you want to plug, like any charity stuff, or if you want us to give you a follow anywhere, or I guess I just want to give you the floor and talk about what you want to talk
Um,
about.
what do I want to talk about? Um, well, eventually I want to get back into doing some streaming. So, um, I'm on Twitter. Um, so that I would always post there if that
Okay.
happens, or if I'm on another channel,
Mhm.
that type of thing.
Okay.
Um, so uh definitely do that. I've one of the things why really wanted to start getting into it is I'm in a Minecraft community,
Okay.
and it's called the Mythical Network, and it's Cobblemon, which it's
Okay.
based on Pixelmon, so it's Pokemon,
Cool.
and it's so fun. I love it. And then they also have a survival where spectacular deaths would happen. Um,
Okay.
that type of thing. But like I said, I need to get a new rig,
Okay.
because the one I have is about 7 years old now, 8 years old.
Okay.
And let's put it this way, it it runs Diablo 4 as long as I have video settings and stuff down lower, but it
Yes.
runs.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's right on that line right now
Okay.
where newer games start coming out, it's
Yeah.
not going to be able to run them.
Okay.
So, um, I just haven't had the available funds to
Yeah.
upgrade. So I want to eventually do that, get back
Okay.
into some streaming stuff. And I loved streaming, um, being a part of communities that do a lot of TV and stuff like that. And so if I do any of that, I always post on Twitter. I won't call it by the other name, people.
Nope, I will
Uh,
not either.
yeah, but on the Bird app. So yeah. So yeah,
Um,
I always post on. that.
I love it. We'll have to get you set up on the server on
Yeah, we maybe after stream
yeah.
when we're done with this, I can show you the error I'm getting because
Okay.
it's like I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. So,
Yeah.
but
We
again,
can.
it's one of those things. How I learn is I learn by hands-on. If you show me, it'll
Mhm.
stick. If just telling me is it doesn't make sense.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. We can totally do that. Totally. I might have shared the tip link in chat. If people want to donate to help toward a new rig, you can do that.
oh, that's not why I'm.
I know. I'm just. It's a me thing. I didn't ask for permission. I'm
But
sorry.
thank you. No, that's okay. But thank you. If anybody does or doesn't, whatever. So, but yeah. So yeah, but I am on Twitch, and that's where I would stream.
Okay.
Um, and yeah, so that's me.
We will for sure include your Twitter link and your stream link in the description of the episode and stuff.
Mhm.
But I wanted to say thank you for coming on.
Oh no, thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. I'm glad we did this. You actually reached out and said I want to be on the podcast, and I was like, okay. And then I was like, how about now? We picked the date kind of pretty quick.
Yeah, it was like 2 weeks later, and I was like, oh well, okay. I mean, and I appreciate it because like I'm nobody compared to like other people that you've had on that are normal streamers and regular streamers, I should say.
Well,
So, but I appreciate it.
I like having friends on, and I feel like, yeah, I was like, yeah, sure, yeah, I'm 100% down for that. So, no, I'm glad. Thank you for reaching out and then for coming on, and yeah, all right,
Yeah,
there we
I
go.
mean, I've been watching casts doing, so it's been fun
Yeah,
getting
and
to
we'll
know the
get
different people and
it's kind of like I kind of like folks that I hang out with. I'm trying to get folks that I hang out with introduced to the folks that hang out with me, I guess. And y'all are good people. So thank you for doing this. Seriously.
yeah.
And as I've told everyone, you want to come back on the podcast anytime you want. I mean, clearly I'll respond and say, let's get a date. Like,
Yeah.
we could do it again. Like maybe we surprise Pi and just have you pop on too, like to mess with him. We could just
Oh, please.
okay. As soon as I hear from him, I'll let you know the date and we'll chat.
Mhm. Yeah, no, you should reach out to him right away.
I will. I'm gonna
That'll probably be the best.
when we're offline, I'm gonna reach out in Discord and be like, "Hey, buddy, what are you doing?" And get it on the calendar.
Yeah, he would be a great one to,
It'd be
and
fun.
I know Devium mentioned it. Yeah, he's got some great stories.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Yeah, I gotta get Devium on here too because I feel like since we are kind of all the same wavelength, and like I gotta get Nicole on. There's a group of us that we all are like in the same headspace. I think it'd be fun just to kind of hang out. So, whoa, what happened there? Oh, hold on. Discord just restarted. It literally went. I'm like, whoa. It like went gray. I was like,
I'm like, I didn't touch anything.
I was like, what did I do? I'm like, I put my hands up like I didn't do it. I didn't
Am I
do it. What did I do?
connected?
Yeah, I think you're here.
Okay, connected. I just don't see you. Where are you?
Oh no,
Yeah,
I can't.
I just
Oh,
don't see you in Discord, but I
Oh.
see
hold on.
it
Oh,
on
it turned my camera off.
your. There we go.
My stream rig does this as well.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's like, no, Dan, this is too much.
Well, I'm like thinking, I didn't touch anything. I swear it wasn't me.
I was like, what? I'm like, I've never seen Discord just do that. So
Probably had
Alright.
like a little update thing or something.
something, or the memory just wanted to clear and just kind of reset.
Yeah.
Fun. The joys of streaming.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, if it's okay, I'm gonna kind of wrap because I do got to get a couple
Sure,
things done. But
of
it's been
course.
a pleasure, and everyone watching, thank you for hanging out today with Mimi and I. I'm Dan. This is Mimi, and we just
Love
gave
you all.
you the runaround. Bye, y'all.